Good morning, YouTubers. Tom here with my 1962 CJ-5 Willys Jeep. Today we're going to be dropping the cross member that is the rear transmission mount, rear engine mount, and it's also going to give me access to drain and refill the transmission a little easier because the skid plate really covers up a lot of that stuff. I also want to clean it up because I know there's a lot of grease and debris on there. I could stick my hand up there and I can feel it. It's all full of dirt and stuff. So here's a little overview of the vehicle if you want to take a look. We've only had the vehicle about a month so far. We've done some work. We rebuilt the carburetor. It wasn't running when we got it. We rebuilt the carburetor. We've changed the oil, put in a new oil filter. We serviced the air cleaner, took a lot of grease off that, bought a new intake hose. We put a new water pump on. And we also replaced a bent crankshaft pulley. The crankshaft pulley was completely bent, and the water pump had a big break in the impeller. It wasn't working right either. So we've done that. We're waiting on a new alternator. We're going to switch over to an alternator. So that's a little background on the vehicle. But anyway, today we're going to be going underneath the vehicle. And I'm working on the ground here, backyard mechanic. So let me take the camera, Julie, and we'll show them what we're going to be taking off underneath here. If you'll grab that light. So to drop the cross member, we need to take off, there are 4 bolts. I've already got one out. There are 2 on each side into the frame. There's a clutch release cable, I believe it's called. It connects from the bell housing back to this frame. There's a slotted clamp or bracket riveted onto the cross member that this cable fits into. There are 2 transmission mounts, the rear engine mount or the transmission mount, and the skid plate's going to just stay on here. You don't have to take that off separately. So we're going to drop this whole cross member off, and then I'm going to be able to get access to my transmission drain and refill easier. I'm also going to clean a lot of this stuff up, and then eventually I'm going to work on the emergency brake that doesn't work either. I've got the engine braced up with a hydraulic jack onto the bell housing, so when I drop this, that the mount is going to be gone, so then I want to support the engine and the transmission. So that's where we're at. Let's do a little work on these bolts. I've also sprayed them with some WD-40 release penetrant spray. Works pretty good. It's kind of like PB Blaster. It works about the same, as my opinion. Here's the view from the other side. We also have to remove the mount for the transfer case. And like I said, these 2 bolts, I've already got one off. I've got this one almost off. This is a 15/16 head. And the top you're going to have to hold too. The top is a 3/4 inch on the top up there. So you'll need to hold the top while you can turn this bottom, or vice versa. See all the gear up in here? This is why I want to get this off. It's really a mess up in there. And I want to check that mount. I'm not sure how good that mount is. We might be replacing that too. So we're going to start by removing this. This is a 15/16 socket and a 3/4 inch end wrench on the top. So this is, I've already broken it loose. So this just comes right out. There's the mount. There's the nut. Okay. Next thing we need to take off, there are 2 9/16 inch nuts that are on the transmission mount, and they're accessed through these 2 holes. So I've already broken it loose. You need a short extension and a 9/16 inch socket. And there's one over here too. Kind of hard to see from this side. There it is. Okay. Next, I need to take out the 2 bolts that are going from the cross member through the frame. I've already taken one out. I've put a block of wood under here so this doesn't come all the way down because I need to take off the clutch release cable from the other side, and also there's the parking brake bracket that holds the cable that we've got to do from the other side. But first, I think I can take this out. You're going to need a 9/16 inch socket again and a 9/16 inch wrench to hold the top of this. You need to hold the head on the top. There she comes. Okay, next thing we need to do is this cable that goes from the bell housing back to a bracket in the cross member. We need to loosen it up. To do that, you need a 3/8 inch open end wrench to hold this cable, and this is a 9/16 on the back side, so you can just loosen this up, and the head of it slides into a bracket. You don't need to take it all the way off, just loosen it up, and we'll slide the head out over on this end. Okay, the next thing is this emergency brake cable. This one has been cut off and disabled, but there's a little bracket here, right there. The final thing is the other bolt on this side, the 9/16 inch bolt through the frame. I've already loosened this one too, so it's ready to come off. Now the whole thing should come down. There it is. And here's where this clutch release thing was in this. That just slides right out. And look at all the debris up in here. I'm going to be checking out the mount. Now I'm going to be able to access the drain and fill on the transmission much easier. And we're going to clean this up. So here's the cross member and the skid plate. Look at all the crap that's on there. That's why I wanted to take it off and clean it up. We're going to get all this stuff off. We're going to check out the mount that's still up on the top side there. So anyway, that's how you remove the cross member and the skid plate all at once. You take off your 4 bolts from the frame, your differential mounting, your transmission mount, and here's what you end up with. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you have fun working on your Jeep.